Hey, I would be Steve Strope, now talking over a Ford GT. We are here at the Car Craft Summer Nationals at the Milwaukee Mile, which is really cool. I've never been here. And we are at the Pro Builders area, which life has been kind to me and let me actually know a little bit about. And the guys at Car Craft have invited me to, well, basically talk and interview my peers, the guys that do what I do. So we're out here meeting these guys.
Well, this particular car is it's a 69 Camaro, and the theme that the customer came up with was to smash a 69 Camaro together with a ZR1 Corvette. The exterior retains almost everything stock 69 Camaro. It's got all the badges, it's got all the trim, which today I think is almost unusual, but the color is the ZR1 Jetstream Blue, so it's a 2014 color. Then under the hood we have an LS7 bottom-ended LS9 supercharged V8, but it's not a factory Chevrolet LS7, it's an RHS block. It's a hand-built motor by Mass Motorsports. It made 803 horsepower on their engine dyno.
And you can just pump gas in it, right? Can't you?
It runs on anything.
Jeez.
It's a T56 Magnum, 6-speed manual, Detroit Speed subframe, and all the Detroit Speed goodies. This guy wanted all the luxuries of a new car, and you know how it is. We're so spoiled by a new car. Nobody wants to go through this twice as a customer. So we try to build cars that we think might still look good 20 years from now.
Okay.
But the car is going to live overseas, so all the gauges are metric. So I don't even know what's happening when we go down the road.
That's okay.
But
as long as nothing's flashing.
Right.
Where, you said overseas. Where is it going?
It's going to the Middle East, actually. It's going.
Really?
Yeah, this one's going to Dubai.
That is Kevin Ostie at what is it's
a V8
Speed and Resto.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go talk to a nice young man named Jeff Schwartz. I've known Jeff for a pretty long time, actually. Back before we both had any shops whatsoever. It's a weird industry and very small community, as you know.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much knows everybody else.
Absolutely.
And in fact, I'm using a chassis of his on a car we're building right now for a customer. Your main thing is you're selling chassis.
We're manufacturing and selling chassis.
Right. Everything's in-house that you manufacture.
Yes. We now have 30,000 square feet. We have 18 full-time employees.
Wow.
And we're building chassis every day. Our shock absorbers are longer than anything on the market. You get the stance nice and low like these cars here, but you still get a nice, smooth, comfortable ride, and that's unique. We basically took racing technology and put it to the street. And this is our Pro Builders Shootout car. It's a 1975 Trans Am. We wanted to do is keep it very stock looking on the outside.
Right.
Circle Racing Wheels made these wheels which actually mimic the rally wheel, the factory rally wheel. And then the engine, in this day, everybody's doing LS swaps.
Of course.
And as much as we love LS engines, I'm kind of a diehard Pontiac guy from way
Good
back.
Man.
We took the original 400 Pontiac block, made 585 horse at the dyno and close to 600 foot-pounds. I think it's 595
all you need.
foot-pound with the twist machine paddle shifters.
Obviously one of your chassis.
Of course, yeah, the Schwartz G-Machine chassis. A complete custom interior with Recaro bucket seats.
I was noticing how nicely the seats actually work in this interior. Usually modern seats look kind of funky, but it looks real good in here.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. Vintage air, again, standard of our builds is
and
vintage
same
air.
as mine.
Yeah. Whenever we do a car, I always try to pull out, the standard color book and try to find something. This is actually a 2002 Trans Am color.
Well, good luck with the competition.
Thank you.
Thank you for the info.
Yeah.
Jeff Schwartz.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, man.
My name is Les Leenerth with Muscle Car Restorations. The company started out as a restoration shop. The whole hobby has kind of taken a different turn, and it's getting more into the custom builds.
I am a huge Oldsmobile fan. I got one I'm building myself. Absolutely love the car. Stunning. Great color choices.
Yeah, the owner of this car had a complete running car, a 68 442.
Yes.
What we ended up with on here is it's got a complete Art Morrison chassis underneath it.
Does it have a full chassis?
Full chassis. Okay. Basically opened up his book and bought everything we could for the chassis. He wanted to have some things on the car that were really unique kind of a one-off that nobody else has got. We come up with some designs, stuff that we designed ourselves. Decided to get away from the Oldsmobile power, went with a big block Chevrolet.
Yeah, I saw that.
601 cubic inches.
The motor's done gold.
It's done in gold. We had some custom-made Oldsmobile valve covers for it. You know, although it really is a custom car, we still wanted to incorporate some originality to it.
Oldsmobile color or custom?
No,
color?
it's a custom color, Red Sonoma Sunset. This is all custom interior. Everything's leather, including the door panels.
It's a very tasteful pattern. A lot of nice touches. The Oldsmobile steering wheel.
Kind of overlook the transmission on it.
Yeah, I see it's a stick, which I applaud.
The G-Force 6-speed is what we got in there. The woodwork matches what's on the dash, and that's actual wood. The trim on it is basically all stock Oldsmobile.
Sure.
Bumpers, lights.
Wow, that's a nice car.
So
that came out really, really good. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
And good luck on the competition.
Thank you.
See ya. Hi, Randy.
How you doing, Steve?
How you doing, man?
Great.
So we are here to interview you. Go.
Awesome. I am based out of Kewaskum, Wisconsin.
How long have you been in business?
Officially been in business since '07.
Really?
Yeah. So that's when we were sending checks in to Uncle Sam and everything, making it all legit. Originally, it was just supposed to be an LS swap and a 5-speed.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this phenomenon.
Every time he turned around, clicked on the internet, looking around and stuff, saw what I was doing with my own personal cars, going to racing with them. He's like, that's pretty cool. What we got here is we used all Heights Pro G suspension. It's got the Heights Pro G subframe, Heights Pro G IRS in the back. They're independent rear suspension.
Yep, I'm familiar.
And all Willwood brakes on it, 6 pistons in the front, 4 pistons in the back. It's the whole front of the car, from the firewall forward.
It's all carbon?
Everything, all the panels are carbon fiber.
Okay, yeah.
The main body of the car we left real stock looking and appearing, but we changed the color hue to a nice dark blue. He wanted something blue that would look black at night. You know, he wanted the thing to work better than just a normal LS, so we had Wagner put us together a 441 LS7 with a Magnuson blower on it. So it makes 850 horse, 805 foot-pounds of torque. Got a center force diode twin disc clutch to help hold it going through the T56 Magnum Trans. We use Cirillo seats wrapped in leather.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and good luck in the competition.
Thank you, Steve.
See you, man.
Oh my God, Steve Strope! Steve Strope! Oh my God, dude, listen, oh my God.
So I'm over at the Big Oak Garage area. Now this cool little dart here, this thing went to a show we call the Riddler and made grade 8. Which means it made top 8 in the Riddler competition, which is an honor all of itself. And for these guys to come out of the blue and build a car like this that reaches that kind of a plateau, that is amazing. So when did you start this officially?
We started Big Oak Garage 8 years ago. It's all I've done since I graduated high school. My first job out of high school, I worked for Alan Johnson.
So how long was this build?
It's 3.5 years.
So basically, scratch-built chassis underneath, Magnum Force front-end componentry. It's got a torque arm and an inverted Watts-linked suspension in the rear on a Ford 9-inch. The wheels are one-offed by Schott. I forget how many body mods, but a ton of them. Extremely subtle. 52, 53, 57 one-off CNC billeted parts for the car. Got a later generation Hemi, supercharged. The interior is completely bespoke, handmade for the car. The gauges are handmade. The whole interior, the floor panels are completely removable. The dash is completely removable. It's all modular. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very, very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
I'm so bummed because the Ring Bros are super, super cool and one of my favorite builders in the country. Always ingenuitive, always on the cutting edge, always making my life difficult because I try to show up with cool stuff and then these guys show up with something like this. Now they showed up at SEMA with this and rocked the house. Unbelievable car. This thing is scratch built. It's actually got a Roadster Shop chassis underneath it, but tons and tons of modifications, super killer LS motor, and their usual ridiculous attention to detail. The imagination is what's always incredible about the Ringies. The floating seats are just so cool. Very, very bare bones. And the more you look around the interior, very Spartan. I love the idea that the grab handle to pull the doors shut is tubular, and then this really bitchin' little seam leather wrap, but even better, this bicycle brake grip. When you squeeze this, that opens the door. This is stuff that's been in existence in its own way for years and years, but a brand new application. All the detail in just this seat, textures, even bare bones as it is, there's a ton of stuff. Who else here's got a floating gauge cluster? Floats off the column. There's not enough time or room to even scratch the surface of the work in this car. So if you go over to Ring Brothers websites, which I'm sure is right, ringbrothers.com, it's another place that manufactures really, really cool chassis. This is something that's been happening maybe over like the last 5 years, but only recently has there been companies like Schwartz and the Roadster Shop and other places that are making brand new chassis, high-tech chassis, to fit underneath what we call our muscle cars, the Chevelles, the Mustangs, the Dodge Chargers, stuff like that. Steve.
Jeremy, I think we
Jeremy, we have, you're co-owner, correct?
Yeah,
of the Roadster Shop, right?
For probably about the past 10 or 12 years now, we've been building, like I said, mostly 1960s and 70s muscle car stuff, building all our own front suspension, our own independent rear suspension, and everything's manufactured in-house now, and just really geared it towards performance muscle cars, so stuff you can drive, autocross, road race, and cruise down the highway.
You just came out with it, right?
Yeah, brand new product.
Brand new product, which is extremely cool.
We realize not every car is going to be a six-figure street machine.
Right.
And there's guys that they don't have a TIG welder in their garage, and they don't have sheet metal fabrication experience, and maybe they just want to upgrade their suspensions. As easy as it is to remove your old subframe, that's as easy it is to install that one.
It just goes under the car, bolted in, and rock and roll.
Yep.
That is really, really cool. So obviously one of your chassis underneath.
This is one of our chassis, but the unique thing about it, it's a tube chassis, chromoly tube frame, which is not something that we ordinarily do, but something the customer wanted. And a unique deal because the body removes off of it, so everything's kind of modular, comes back together. Makes about 1,200 horse, 5-speed behind it. But
on pump gas.
Pump gas, and the tank's actually split, so that'll draw pump gas or race fuel. One-off billet parts everywhere. The steering wheel, I mean, there's hundreds of hours of design and machine time just involved in that.
Really?
And all Viper cantilevered suspension. Everything's hand fabricated, but based off of Viper spindles. That kind of goes with the twin turbo Viper motor, and that's Nelson Racing Engines out of California built it. So everybody's familiar with that name when he's the guru of turbo stuff.
He is insane. Everything's been altered, even down to flush fit glass.
Everything in it, it all disassembles, and it's all 063 aluminum. All hand fabbed.
Thanks for the time, man.
Thank you.
And good luck on the competition.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
See ya.
So all of you guys here voted on your favorite of the Pro Builders cars. Say hi to Steve really quick. And Steve runs Pure Vision in California. So anyway, the winner is Roadster Shop.
Just a radically modified Charger, basically scratch built more or less.
Unlimited budget.
That's the way we like them.
The Roadster Shop.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Roadster Shop, give it up.